Good morning. Sri Ramakrishna, an ideal person. Ram Navami is on 8th of April after 2 days. So we thought of talking something about Sri Rama, remembering him. A beautiful song and reading describing the glory of Sri Rama and the greatness of Ramayana. How this first poem, real poem, started with compassion, feeling. That's how the poetry should be, full of these feelings. Otherwise, poetry doesn't become a real poem. That was the first poem that began, that was read with a feeling of compassion and concern. When Valmiki had become a poet by the grace of God and by his tapasya, great austerity. The very name Valmiki comes from, he was in fact a dacoit, a highway robber. His name was Ratnakara. And he used to rob the travelers and also sometimes kill them and snatch away all the money. So one day he found Narada, the great devotee of God, walking through that road. And he also tied Narada and asked to rob him. Narada said, "You are robbing me, okay, but first you will incurring great sin. So who is going to remove your sin?" He said, "But I am doing this for my family. My family members will surely share my sin because they share my earning. So go and ask your family." So he ties Narada on the tree and goes back to his family and says, "I commit sin, you all know, and I feed you. So I'm sure that you will share the sins that I incur." None of the family members said, "We'll share your sin." They said, "No, it's your duty to feed us. You are the bread earning person, but how you do is your thing. We are not going to share any sin. So you do it the right way and feed us. The family is dependent on you." So Narada was like dehypnotized, and then he came to Ratnakara was dehypnotized and came to Narada and said, "Oh says, I have been doing a really great wrong thing, so please save me." Now Ratnakara tried to give him the name of God and say, "Meditate on this and repeat the name of God. That will make your heart pure, it has become impurified." So he tried to say Rama, the name was given, simplest name of God is Rama, no complex letter, nothing. But he couldn't even utter those words, Rama. He couldn't utter, because Rama word, the very word Rama means joy of God, joy, bliss of God. Rama is the ultimate bliss, joyousness. So that he couldn't utter this simple word. So maybe because of the purity that's contained in Rama's life and the word Rama itself, so Narada tried to give him the appropriate word. He said, "If Rama you cannot utter, then try to utter Mara." Just he reversed that he could say Mara. And he said, "Go on repeating this Mara." Mara means like something dead or something. Rama is God and glory and infinity and life, and Mara is something dead and that. But if you repeat Mara, it becomes Rama, Rama. So that way Narada was a great teacher, and his heart was, as he was a devotee of God, his heart was full of compassion and love for the human beings. He just wants everyone to go towards God. They say Ramayana itself is like a great river that flows from Valmiki and it irrigates the land of human lives, and ultimately it merges into Sri Rama. So from Valmiki to Rama, the great river of knowledge and beauty that flows. So he could utter the name Mara, it becomes Rama, Rama when it is told many times. So it becomes as good as without understanding he could say that. Then he practices the great austerity. He sits in meditation, repeats the name, and how much austerity? He sat there not to stand up. As Buddha had said, under the bo tree, like many years, perhaps thousands of years after this Valmiki, that I sit down under this tree and I will not get up without having the knowledge. May my bone degenerate, may muscle become like a crumble up, but I am not going to stand up from this seat until I get Bodhi. aprapya bodhim bahukalpa durlabham naivat mana kayamata chalishyate. I will not move my body from here until I get that supreme knowledge, that bodhi, maybe bone may go to dust. Like that resolve was Valmiki's. This Ratnakara sat, and the story says he was in such a deep meditation on Rama, and repeating of this mantra. That was the only thing taught to him. No other instruction was given, no pranayama was given. Focus on this mantra. So mantra's power is told in how and what Ratnakara, this dacoit, became. He was absorbed in the glory of this name of God, so powerful, he forgot everything. He was in deep samadhi. And samadhi was so great that slowly it was not moving, so it was the forest. So slowly ants, white ants started building the house on that. So house of mud, white ants, they build the house of clay, house of soil, mud. And that house of mud was so big that it just covered that Ratnakara fully. Ratnakara was inside that mud house built by ants, white ants in the forest. So that mud house in Sanskrit is called Valmik. Valmik is the name of that mud house of ants, white ants. And that because Ratnakara was found inside that mud house, that was it's called Valmiki, the means that. So robber dacoit went to meditate on Rama, repeat the name of Rama, and when he came out, he was Valmiki. And what happened after that, he went to go the wedding, that the reading was said, and when he comes out, suddenly he sees some scenery, he feels very sad in his heart, and the poem comes automatically from his mouth. Who is you heartless person, wretched person that killed this creature, this helpless creature who were in love? So then he thinks, how it happened? So he doesn't know anything. So when ordinary person or a person doing some crime is transformed into a saint, all things are transformed. So his quality to describe the things have come. He has become a poet. Now this Valmiki was there and he had become a poet and he had become a saintly person. All his past actions of all his sins were all washed, removed by the power of the glory of name of Rama. Then again he meets Narada. This time not Ratnakara the dacoit, now Valmiki the sage meets Narada. And he asked Narada, can you tell me someone in this world who is the ideal person? And I want to compose a poem on that ideal person. And Narada was very happy to say that. And Valmiki's question are in 3 verses in Ramayana to Narada. Kosmin sampratam loke gunavan kasta viryavan. The present time, who is full of good qualities, who is full of valor. Dharmagyasya kritagyasya, who knows what is dharma, what is duties, who knows kritagya, who knows what are the responsibilities. Satyavakyo dridhabrata, and who is established in truthfulness, Satyavakya. He will never speak untruth. Is there any person in this present world? And dridhabrata, who is firm in his resolve. Charitrena chako yukta sarva bhuteshu kohita, whose character is impeccable and who is always busy in sarva bhute hitarata, who is always busy in doing good to the people. Is there such a man exist in the present time? He said, the Valmiki asked Narada. Vidwan ka kas samarthasya kaschaika priyadarshana. That person has to be very erudite, very knowledgeable, wise, Vidwan means. And he has to be all capable. Kaschaika priyadarshana. That person should be very good looking, wonderful personality, priyadarshana. Atmavan, we have the knowledge of Atman. Jita Krodha, who has control over his passions, where his weaknesses. Jita Krodha means anger, who has control the anger. Dyutiman, with brilliance, with his character. Nasuryaka, who has no envy, no jealousy. That are the qualities Valmiki is asking. Is there a person like that? Putting all the good qualities in one person. Can there be a person ever exist? Kasya vibhyati devascha jatarosasya samyugi. Who valor is so great, even the gods with superhuman power are afraid, vibhyati, or afraid of his valor. And if he becomes angry, though he's self-controlled, then even the whole world becomes afraid. Jata roshasya samike. Is there all this quality in this present time in a person? And Narada describes him about the Rama, and then Valmiki composes the Ramayana. The story of Rama is that. Story of Ramayana is most popular epic in India. Two most popular epics of the Hindus. One is Ramayana, another is Mahabharata. Both epics are not just the story, not just the great poems. They contain the very explanation of religion. In India, religion survives on these two great epics. And there are all the stories of kings fighting battle. Ramayana is also like that. But it has the content of this thing is all devotion, all love of God. The purpose of writing this Ramayana or Mahabharata, Ramayana by Valmiki or Mahabharata by Vedavyasa, is how to make human life enriched with love for God. Real purpose of life for fulfillment is shown in these epics. The basic scriptures of Hindus is Vedas. Now Vedas contain very high philosophical things, very difficult to understand. So to make it practical for the common man is very difficult. So these great sages came forward to bring the stories of great personalities, Rama in Ramayana, Krishna in Mahabharata. And through them, they try to show what is your way. In Mahabharata, this beautiful question. If you don't understand the scriptures, what to do and what not to do, that's always the question in life. What is right and what is wrong? You don't have to be confused. Mahajano ena gataha sapanta. Follow some great person. That is what he would have done in this situation. What she would have worked out this difficult problem. Try to follow the role model, the example. That is the way it said, Mahajanu. That's easier than to really understand what should I do. Time comes of confusion in our lives. Ramayana written by Valmiki has one very wonderful distinguishing feature. Though it promotes how to live in life, but Rama is not described there as God. Rama is described there as human being, ideal human being. So every act of Rama shown is just a human being could do. There is nothing miraculous on there, not a single miracle is there. Rama has to cross ocean. As he was a divine incarnation, no doubt, he could have just asked the ocean to part into two or something he could do, pray, or by his own power he could do. Hanuman had crossed, but Rama has to do as a human being. So he had to build the bridge to cross the ocean to reach Lanka. Everything in Ramayana is just a perfect human being action performed by Rama. So Narada gives the example of Rama as a person having majestic feature of physical personality. We just heard in the song, it was in Sanskrit, but it describes what Rama looked like. Every feature of Rama was so grandiose. His face, his eyes, and his every limb was like lotus feet and lotus flower. And so everything was described that way. It's exquisitely beautiful. And Rama's qualities, Ajana Bahu, Rama's arms were so long that it went below the knees. That's often said. Those were great person where their arms are quite long. That's one way of describing the greatness of a person. So, and his not only his physical personality, majestic physical features, but also profound beauty of his understanding. That is described. And his dignity of his behavior. And his impeccable conduct. And all this which comprise perfect or ideal human beings is found in Sri Rama, says Narada, and he starts writing. We know the story how Rama and his other three brothers were born. So Dasaratha, Rama's father, had no children. So he had three wives, he married one after another, but he had no children from any one of them. So he prayed to God and he prayed to his guru, Vasishtha. Vasishtha said, you have to perform a yajna, a huge yaga, and one Rishyamukha Rishi will come and will be a priest, and he will perform Putra Kamesti Yaga. The things used to be achieved when you perform and pray with the offering on the fire, with the real mantras, in the right pronunciation, with everything perfectly done. The Vedas say, if you do this, whatever wish you have, you will get the fruits of your prayer in that way, perform the rituals. So that was done, and when they offered the last oblation in the fire, with the wish of having a son, one brilliant angel came from the fire, emerged with a golden bowl of having full of a porridge called payasam, milk and rice pudding, a liquidy pudding. So, and he said, give this to your wives and you will bear son. And your son will have divine qualities. So because God sent this, God had the purpose. There was a demon called Ravana that had to be, it had become invincible, and he needed God's power to vanquish him. So God sent that, and after that, the Dasaratha took this and gave it to his three wives. First, the Kausalya, the eldest wife, took that thing, whose son would be Rama. Then the Kaikeyi took it, whose son would be Bharata. Then Sumitra took it, whose son would be Lakshmana. And after that, again, whatever was left, again Sumitra took it, whose son would be again Shatrugna. So Sumitra had two sons, Shatrugna and Lakshmana. Kaikeyi had Bharata, and Kausalya had Rama as son. So all these, the Rama was, even they will recognize that it has a divine power, divine incarnation. Vishnu himself came. Rama, as we read, as we heard in the reading from Swami Vivekananda, is considered as the 7th out of 10 incarnations of God, who is responsible to sustain the universe. The God is called Vishnu. Vishnu, Shiva and Brahma, this trinity are the one who are responsible for creation, sustenance and again absorption of this whole creation. So, after it was given to him, then all conceived, all four were born. So, these 4 brothers of Rama are of almost same age. They are not a gap of 1 year or 2 years among them. So, all 4 are great and all 4 have the same thing. Even the name says Rama is considered to be incarnation of Vishnu, total means Lord powers, and his name Rama says one full of joy, who would give joy to everyone. After all, what we seek in our spiritual practice, what everyone seeks in this life, it is joy. And the scripture also say our purpose of taking you and guiding you is to remove your afflictions and give you joy of living. That's called Rama is that. And what is Lakshmana? One who is full of good qualities is Lakshmana. What is Bharata? Who is always engaged in doing good. Bharata. Rata, Bha. That's good. And Shatrugna, of course, who just eliminates enemies. Shatrugna. So these were 4 brothers named according to their qualities. Now Ravana was very invincible, this Asura. He became powerful, he had learned, he was very erudite, quite learned, and he prayed to Brahma that and wanted to become immortal. That people's feeling that I should not die is in everyone. So Brahma said that type of boon cannot be given, so modify your prayer. So he said that ask that from whom you don't want to be killed. So he said, I don't want to be killed from divine power, from God's small g. I don't want to be killed from kinnaras, from yakshas, superhuman beings. But he never asked that he should not be killed by a human being, by monkeys, because he thought, what human beings can kill me? He ignored the possibility of human beings. And Rama came, the God came as Rama, just to show the glory of human beings. That's why there is no divine, any glory or miracle here in Rama's life. The possibility and glory of human being is manifested. It's the highest power that human being can have. Those who ignore the possibility of human beings are close to Ravana. So human beings, not only other human beings, our own capabilities, how much we can achieve, how much we can become glorious in our life, that takes us to more to like a godliness. And when we say, no, I cannot do this, I am weak to this, I cannot do prayer, I cannot sit for more than 10 minutes to do meditation, then we become close to Ravana. We should never belittle the capability of human beings. So important the human beings have been created by God's grace. So Ravana's one thing was that. Rama's divine power came only in the Valmiki Ramayana described when Ravana was killed. And Mandodari says in lamentation, his mother, Mandodari's wife says that Ravana could not understand, Mandodari was the wife of Ravana, could not understand that this human-looking person is in fact God incarnate, God in human form. Ravana couldn't understand, he said that. Then Brahma comes after Ravana was killed to say, Rama, now you have performed your duty. You are born and lived as a human being to kill Ravana. Now let's go to heaven, Vaikuntha. What was the Rama's answer? Rama says, I don't consider myself as a human being, as God. Atmanam manusam manne. You are saying me as a divine being, but I consider myself as a human being. Glory of human being more than God. He doesn't want to consider himself as God. He doesn't want to express anything of divine, supernatural, superhuman powers. Just human power in full manifestation is Rama. So purpose of the story of Rama is transforming human nature into divine perfection. When it is perfect, we call divine. When it's weakness, we call mixed with human. That's what the human being is. Human being we can transport ourselves. Rama was ideal in every aspect in Ramayana. If you see, he was an ideal son. So much he was loved by all three mothers. His stepmothers all loved him like himself. Even the Kaikeyi, before that incidental night when she asked Rama to be banished into the forest for 14 years and his kingdom was to be given to Bharata, she used to love Rama more than Bharata. Someone poisoned the mind. That we should be very, very aware. Often we are told something that is untrue and told in such a way, though we are good, we are carried away by what we hear. We have to be very much cautious of what is told into our ears. And if we are carried by what other person says about something wrong, this doubt increasing person, so we are carried like Kaikeyi. So we don't want to be like Kaikeyi, we don't want to be like Manthara, we don't want to be like Ravana. So Rama was so beloved of every three of their mothers. And as ideal son, he always wanted to keep his father's glory. And father had given boon to Kaikeyi. Whatever you ask me, I will give you. And she didn't ask at that time. She had helped Rama in the battle when Rama was Ravana. Dasaratha was being defeated. So Dasaratha had promised this Kaikeyi, ask me boon of me. So I will give you that. And then this Kaikeyi said, not now, I'll ask later. Now at this moment when Manthara said so many things to her, that why you are giving your kingdom to Rama, after all he is your stepson. Ask Bharata to be your own son to be the king, and then you will be the mother of king, and ask this Rama to go to forest. All her mind changed in one night. And he went to Dasaratha, and Dasaratha asked, what do you want? He said, I want this thing. Dasaratha was taken away. He cannot say anything. Rama was very much beloved of him. Then when Rama heard of this, and he said, Father, you have given words, it will be carried out. I will go to the forest, give kingdom to Bharata. That was the promise. You have given the promise, that has to be accepted. That was Rama's greatness. Rama's ideal being is said to be how much he was established in equanimity. That Valmiki writes very nicely. Prasannatam yana gata vishekata. When he was announced to be crowned as crown prince next day, and after the whole night, in the morning he said, you have to go to forest. So when he was to become the prince, to take get the coronation soon, he was not elated with joy. The greatest award was being given to this young man. He was not elated. And next morning when he said, you have to go to forest for 14 years and live like a hermit, then also he was not sad at all. His face remained same. He was not elated, he was not morose. In these two extreme things. So, prayer, that verse says, Rama, your face is so, that face which is not disturbed in sorrow or is elated and transformed in your very happy things, may that face always take my care. So, always at peace. That is the definition of peace. Rama was also ideal brother. For his human love, Yasido realized, so Rama wanted to renounce the world after he learned from Vasishtha. Vasishtha, when this world is unreal and is for 2 days, why should I live and do the duties? I want to become a monk. Then Vasishtha taught him, why do you want to become a monk? And he said, if you become a monk, where will you live? Will you not live in this world? After all, you have to live in the world and perform the duties. So rather perform the duties in a detached way in your as a king, as a prince. So that's why he accepted that. So this deep inner feeling about the knowledge about the Atman he had. But when Lakshmana was hurt in the battle, then Rama he became unconscious. Rama started wailing as he had wailed when Sita was lost, perhaps more. What will happen? My brother is now unconscious. And some medicine was brought, Hanuman brought some medicine from far away, and that's the story goes. But his love for all the brothers is great. Hanuman was the one who helped Rama in his battle to win over kill Ravana and bring Sita back. And he was so happy. Rama was happy and wanted to greet Hanuman and award him. How did he award? He embraces Hanuman. That was the award. And the word he says that after your service to me, you are very dear to me. How much dear? You are dear to me as my brother Bharata is. How much he loved his brothers. One of the highest love he shows. I love you as I love my brother Bharata. So that was his love for his brothers. And his adherence to truth, whatever he said, that had to come. So that's how, what he said, and he reminded his father, Father, why are you afraid to say to me to go to forest? Truth has to be practiced. And this is not you or me. It has come in the Raghukula, in the Raghu Vamsa. Our very lineage through generation have adhered to speaking the truth. That's what Valmiki had asked Narada. Is there anyone who is Satyavak, who always speaks the truth, doesn't deviate? And Rama emphasized to his father, you have given words that has to be accepted. And he is reminded, Raghukula riti sada chaliyai prana jai varu vachana na jai. It has been our tradition, Father. We are ready to die, but we will not go against the words we have given. So, I will go. Rama was very faithful to his wife. And as you heard in the reading, he's called Ekapatni, Ekavakya. Once he speaks, that he follows, he is having only one wife. That was the tradition that kings had many wives at that time. Dasharatha, his father himself, had 3 wives. Sri Rama was very different from others. And when need came, that he used to have wife for performing rituals, he said, no, Sita is my wife for my whole life. So he refused to remarry. So Rama was the one, he banished Sita to the forest because some people in the kingdom said they doubted the character of Sita in their homely conference. And to honor their respect, he did that thing. But this time he stood against the opinion of his courtiers and the people that he should marry to perform the yajna. He said no. For that, the statue image of Sita was made to do this. He was an ideal ruler in that sense. He tried to respect the opinion of the people. always there. And still they say the best governance, they give the example of Rama Rajya. And say, when the Rama was king, the people were so happy, there was justice, there was all honesty everywhere, so he was an ideal ruler as well. And his practice of equanimity, I said, when he was doing that, but he was totally devoid of hatred. Though Ravana, he abducted his wife, whom he loved more than his life. But when Ravana was hit by Rama, and he was on the deathbed, he asked Lakshmana to go to Ravana and learn about the administration from Ravana, his sworn enemy. Enemies may not have any hatred, that's the thing. People in the battle, they fight. But great generals always, they respect, even if the opponent is a great fighter, he might have killed many military from your army. But still is the custom that when that person dies, the opponents, they put off the hat and show the glory of his valor, like that thing. So there is one thing killing, another thing is hatred and jealousy. So Rama didn't have any nasuyaka, that's why Valmiki had asked, is there anyone who doesn't have any jealousy? Swami Vivekananda was once told in a conversation by one of his disciples, Swamiji, perhaps you are jealous of that person. Swamiji said, I might have any other defect, but I don't have jealousy. You cannot blame me. The jealousy quality, I have none. I don't have any envy towards any person. That's what Vivekananda said. And here Rama was one example. He had no envy. That's what Sri Krishna taught to Arjuna in the battle. Though you love these persons love you, but for the sake of justice, you have to kill. Battle is not only because of jealousy and envy. Duryodhana was fighting because of envy and jealousy towards Pandavas. But Arjuna, as a man of knowledge and as a disciple of Sri Krishna, he was fighting for justice without any envy, without any jealousy. That's what the person should be. Often we think that when, in our case also, often I say something, someone contradicts my opinion. Immediately, oh, he's opposing me. So that is a very wrong idea. The person doesn't oppose me. The person has something to say about my opinion. My opinion is not me. We often identify ourselves with these thoughts, with our words, with our opinions, with our body, with our things that we possess. Someone says, oh, this chandelier is not good, I didn't like. We immediately dislike that person, stop disliking that person. That person has the freedom to express the opinion, and everybody doesn't like everything. But he criticized that my chandelier I bought in IKEA, it was so nice and so beautiful. Other person praised, what does he know? Like he starts hating the person. So we need to make the difference between the spoken words, between the idea expressed, and the person itself. Person itself, to speak the truth, is our own soul that appears as that. And all other external things are different things. So we should never hate anyone for anything. That's what the scriptures try to say. You may not support other person's attitude or word. You may dislike, you may oppose that thing. But hatred for the person is very much unspiritual thing. However bad the person may be. Person should not be hated, and there should be no jealousy that Rama will be. And Rama says, Lakshmana, to learn from Ravana. This is the greatness of Rama, all expressed there. So Rama was considered that way. He had a great, harder than a diamond, but softer than a lotus petal. That's the part of all great teachers. Not that they're all being namby-pamby and they're all this soft and doing anything they like. They're so soft. They become very hard at the time of need, and they become really firm at their resolve. But they are very hard in their heart. So this, in the hand they have irons of muscles, but in the heart it melts in a very small something they see there's some difficulty in another person, the heart melts, so they have so much powerful this person. This power and compassion should go in an ideal man together. I'll conclude by reading from Swami Vivekananda's. It's from the Sayings and Utterances in the complete verse. And he personified that, others also personified what are really this Ravana represent. If you represent epic in our life, this Ravana, Meghnad or Indrajit and Kumbhakarna, these are considered. Ravana is kama, lust, desire, passion, and Indrajit is anger, and this Kumbhakarna is greed. So when Vibhishana gave up all these three, he goes and gets Rama, the god. So that's in the Gita also it is said, Kama, Krodhas, Tatha, Lobhas, Tasmad, Etat, Trayam Teje. Give up these three things, Kama, Krodha and Lobha. If you want, good. If you want to realize God, if you want to have progress, give up three. Because the three are, Gita says, are the doors to hell. Trividham naraka sedam dwaram nasanam atmana. They are ready to destroy you, these three things. So these three stories of Ravana, Indrajit or Meghnad and Kumbhakarna represent this Kama, Krodha and Lobha. Lust, anger and greed. Swami Vivekananda also expresses that story of Ravana in that way. Let us see. When Swami Vivekananda was at Ramnath in South India, he said in the course of a conversation that Sri Rama was the Paramatman and that Sita was the Jivatman. And each man's or woman's body was the Lanka, or Sinol. The Jivatman, which was enclosed in the body or captured in the island of Lanka, always desired to be in affinity with the Paramatman or Sri Rama. But the Rakshasas would not allow it. And the Rakshasas represented certain traits of character. For instance, Vibhishana represented Sattva-guna, Ravana Rajas and Kumbhakarna Tamas. Sattva-guna means goodness. Rajas means lust and passion. And Tamas, darkness, stupor, avarice, malice and its commitments. These gunas keep back Sita or Jivatman, which is in the body or Lanka, from joining Paramatman or Rama. Sita, thus imprisoned and trying to unite with her Lord, receives a visit from Hanuman, the Guru or divine teacher. How Swami Vivekananda makes the thing. Who shows her the Lord's ring, which is Brahma Jnani, the supreme wisdom that destroys all illusions. And thus Sita finds the way to be at one with Sri Rama. Or in other words, the Jivatman finds itself one with the Paramatman. So all he takes in the allegory of human life, and Rama is the supreme God, and Sita is our Jivatman, our soul, and this soul wants to meet with the supreme soul, and it is imprisoned in the body with all these three qualities of Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. And Sattva is the one who propels us to go to meet God, and the Rajas and Tamas keep it bind to this body and this world. And how then we go? How the Sattva increases? How the Sattva becomes effective? You need a Guru, and Guru will give you the knowledge of God, and that will help you to reach the Paramatman. Sita will meet the Paramatman, our soul will meet the Supreme Soul, Sita will meet the Rama. That is the story of Ramayana. It's allegory that Swami Vivekananda was described in Ramnath in South India. With this, I conclude today's talk. Thank you.